What is up, everybody? It's your boy 9 Yards here, and as you might see, I got a little bit of a different video for all of you today. I got myself a PC for Christmas, so we're gonna have the floodgates just absolutely open here for a bunch of new content I'm able to make for you guys. And I thought there was no better way to start that than reviewing my year of 2025 in trophy hunting. So we're gonna hop into that in this video. I'll go over all the games I played and kind of what I thought of them. And in addition to that, I will nominate a game of the year that came out this year that I played, and the game of the year that I thought was the best game I played, regardless if it came out this year or not. So now that you guys know the layout, let's go ahead and hop right into this review. I played a whopping 28 games in 2025, earning 19 platinums and 5 100%. So we got a lot of games to go through here, and that's going to start with Resogun right here. And as you can see here, I platinumed this on the 1st of February, and that platinum was earned in 10 years and 5 days, which is the longest platinum on my profile, which I thought was pretty cool. I really wanted to get a 10-year platinum. As you might see with a couple of these games, I was focusing a little bit on cleanup in the beginning of the year. And yeah, Resogun here, it wasn't too bad. It was a fun enough game, not really super challenging or anything, just a nice one to finally get cleaned up. And I love seeing that 10-year platinum time down there. So next we have Valorant here, and this is one I was kind of constantly playing in the background a lot in 2024 and in the beginning of 2025. I've always been a fan of competitive multiplayer shooters, so I played a decent bit of that game, and you can get the trophies pretty quickly if you kind of farm them in the team deathmatch game mode. But I actually did all the trophies in the actual standard multiplayer, with most of them being earned in ranked. So it took me a little bit longer, but I had a lot of fun playing that game, and I still hop into it from time to time. And as you may have seen, if we go a little bit lower on the list here, July 15th to February 1st. Big jump there of nothing really happening. And that's solely because of Valorant, which we just talked about, and The Witcher 3 right here. This game took a lot of time to finally get through all the trophies, but I gotta say I'm really glad I did it. This was a game I wasn't really sure if I was gonna like at first. I thought it might be a little too like fantasy-esque, magic-based and stuff. But man, after playing it, I gotta say this is definitely like approaching my top 5 games of all time. It's probably either in the top 5 or top 10. It was a ton of fun to play. The DLCs were really good too. I think they were like just as good as the base game, which is kind of rare in my opinion. And it was awesome because they came free with the version of the game I had. So I went ahead and got those trophies as well after I finished the platinum. And yeah, we didn't get any trophies in January, but we started pretty hot here in February with Resogun on the 1st, Valorant on the 3rd, and The Witcher on the 9th. And now we're going to move up here, and we got the DayZ 100%. After I finished Witcher, I grinded this out for like a week and a half and got the remaining trophies I needed in it. I had played it a little bit in the past and gotten some of the easier trophies here in 2023. But if we jump to 2025 here, I still needed melee kills, which is kind of hard to even find other people in the game, so getting 15 kills is a little difficult. As well as bandaging other survivors, that's what I needed. And yeah, that was basically it with that one. Those trophies were pretty hard to come across, though, because it's hard to find other people. I actually did kind of boost that with a second account, but that was basically the only way to get it done, so nice to see that completed and looking a lot cleaner on the list at an 100% there. And now we can talk about another game I was kind of playing in the background, multiplayer-wise, grinding away at, and that's X Defiant here. Finished this February 23rd, just 4 days after DayZ. There was a pretty grindy trophy in this one. I want to say it was to get level 50. Yeah, player level 50 right here is the last one I earned. So that was a little tough to chip away at, but I was just constantly working on that. But I eventually got it to come through right there. And yeah, the game was decent enough for what it was. I mean, it didn't feel super fluid or great or anything, but I enjoyed it while I was going for the trophies, and I didn't really have to put too many hours in, so I was pretty happy with it. And that's going to be it for February. We're hopping into March now with High on Life. And that game was pretty surprising. It was good. I want to say it was a PS Plus game, probably in February. And yeah, it was a pretty good game to get. I really enjoyed it. Pretty funny. Not really too grindy or anything. You can bust it out pretty quick. I think it's like a 20-hour platinum. Um, Check the guide real quick. 15 hours. Yeah, you can kind of blitz through it. It was enjoyable though. Very different, very funny. It's like very Rick and Morty esque. It's made by the same people. So if you like that, you'll like this game. Also, I made a trophy hunting YouTube video on this game, and it's currently my best performing trophy hunting content. So if you're interested in checking the game out, you should go watch that video for sure. I did leave some DLC behind. I think it's called High on Knife. It was kind of expensive, and it seemed like it was pretty short also. But if you guys really want me to, maybe I'll grab that DLC and go hop in and get those last 12 trophies real quick. Staying in the multiplayer spectrum here, we got Spectre Divide. And this was Shroud's multiplayer game. It was only actually out for like 2 or 3 weeks, so this is a super rare 100%. You can see it's only at 3% right there. Pretty cool game. You control 2 people in like a round of like, Valorant or CS, that type of game. Trophies were not bad for the most part, but there was a couple tricky ones here. Part of a crew that's promoted. So basically, you randomly get put in a crew, and that crew randomly gets put up against a bunch of other crews, and you have to be like in the top 2 or 3 or something to move up into a higher rank of crews. So that was pretty hard to get going there. And then crew star, you have to be the best player in your crew that earns the most points. I think how it worked was you got like 20 matches, and wins are worth points, and being the MVP is worth points and stuff. And whoever has the most points at the end is the crew star. So both of those were like really going to stop people from getting the plat. And I actually had both of them come through. I think it was kind of glitchy how it happened, but they did come out and award everybody with those 2 trophies at the end, anyways, I think, so it wouldn't really have mattered. But yeah, as you see here, 5,700 players, only 174 of the 100%, so that one's going to stay pretty rare for a while. Nice one to have on the profile. And after that, we hopped into Far Cry New Dawn in March. Actually, I got that platinum the same day as the Spectre Divide 100%, I guess. That's kind of cool. That's the third game we played in March here. And that one was pretty awesome. I always thought that was going to be, kind of like a trash side game in the Far Cry series. I've played most of the other ones, but it was actually enjoyable. It was a solid game. The expeditions, though, I did not like that. That was a mode where it basically just puts you in different situations that aren't on the main map or a part of the main story. And you had to play each one like 3 times or something, and they took like 45 minutes a piece, and I want to say there was 5 of them. So that was like an extra grind that kind of made this one a little bit of a chore, but I'm glad to get it done and get the 100% and advance the Far Cry series. Just grab another platinum in it. Then at the end of March here, I platted Assassin's Creed Shadows, and this is actually the first game I made a trophy hunting YouTube video about, so it's kind of special to me in that way. And I greatly enjoyed this game. It was pretty good. I mean, I'm an Assassin's Creed lover, so I'm not going to say too many horrible things about it. The story was a little lackluster at the end, but yeah, I kind of fell in love with the Japanese setting. People make fun of people for being too in love with Japan, but I kind of get the hype after playing that game. It was a great setting for Assassin's Creed. They had some enjoyable characters in there and stuff. Doing the 2 main protagonists was pretty cool. They hadn't done that since Syndicate, the London game. So, yeah, that was nice. It was a nice breath of fresh air. I got this game on release. It's the first one of the year that I got on release, and it was definitely worth it. I grinded it out in a week and 4 days, um, which was quite the effort. I actually took a vacation when it came out so I could grind it uninterrupted. And yeah, it's saying it's a 70-hour platinum, and I got it in a week and 4 days there, so that was definitely a grind. Really enjoyed that game, though. It's going to be in contention for my Game of the Year nomination at the end of this video for sure. And now we got a game that I was playing with some friends here for basically all of April, and that's going to be Sid Meier's Civilization 6. This game is kind of like a over-the-top strategy game where you're picking a civilization and trying to develop it through the ages to win a victory of either domination, culture, religion, or science. And yeah, it was semi-fun. It took a lot of learning. There was a lot of late nights watching YouTube videos to figure out mechanics about the game because it is super in-depth. This game will make you feel dumb real quick. So yeah, I didn't really love it at first, but after doing some learning, it kind of grew on me. And the trophies, I guess I'll say, weren't too bad. I mean, there was a couple where you really had to figure stuff out and get some specific situations going. Yeah, it wasn't too horrible for the plat, though, and it's an ultra rare at 3.11%, so that's always nice. I do kind of chase the ultra rares a bit. And as you'll see, there's actually 58 DLC trophies for that one. There's a ton of DLC for that game, and honestly, it wasn't the funnest, and I think the DLCs are pretty expensive, so that's why I didn't do that there. But if we're pushing to do like some backlog completion and get the overall completion percent up, that's when I might revisit, so you guys will have to let me know if you'd like to see that and make me go through that suffering. And then next, we got another multiplayer game up there in Splitgate. I'd played this game a long time ago and decided to hop back in and play it a little bit more once they announced Splitgate 2. Yeah, you'll see here, August 2021, I was getting trophies, and I came back in May right there of 2025, completed some matches, got some wins, got a collat with the sniper and railgun, and got a portal kill. The only stuff I left was this 500k damage to enemies and winning 1,047 matches. I was thinking about doing those, but I decided they were just way too grindy. I mean, the trophies are insanely rare at 0.21% and 1.11. But I did the math on that, and there's like an AFK method you could do, but it would still take me like months even doing that method. And I just decided it honestly wasn't worth it. The only reason I even hopped in was because I thought they might take the servers offline for Splitgate 2 coming out, which they didn't do right away, but I think they are off now. Yeah, at the time just wasn't going to be worth it for that, though, and I didn't love the game. I mean, it was okay, but I kind of had my fill on it, so I was fine walking away from that one. Next, we got another multiplayer here in May. It's going to be Marvel Rivals. Absolutely banged this one out in a week and 2 days. Game was pretty fun. It's basically Overwatch. Like, some of these characters are direct rips from Overwatch. But it's a little jankier. I'm also not really a Marvel fan, so it doesn't really stick with me for that reason. But, playing it for a week and a half there, it was fun. The trophies really aren't that difficult on any of these characters. If you like Marvel, if you like hero shooters, I say definitely jump into it. Also, the plat's not too bad. Then after I finished Marvel Rivals, at the end of May here, I started playing Mafia 2. Platinum that one in under a week. We're at 6 days and 9 hours on it. It really wasn't too bad. You just gotta do a playthrough on the highest difficulty, which I did for my first playthrough. I didn't think it was bad at all. And then there's a crap ton of collectibles you need to get, but that's whatever. You just throw a YouTube video up and do it. Kind of a waste of time, but it is what it is. I love advancing the series, so That's a series I wanted to advance after playing Mafia 1. I'll probably do Mafia 3 this year now and then Old Country at some point, but yeah, it was a pretty good game. Really enjoyable story. I liked my time with it. And as you can see, short platinum, doable in a week if you're a grinder. And then I hopped into Chivalry 2 after that. You'll see this one, platinum in 2 years and 3 weeks. This was another cleanup for me. I actually thought I was never going to get this platinum. I had some trophies glitch on me the first time around. You'll see in 2023 I got up to 500 kills. And then it basically glitched on me when I got close to 1,000 where it reset all my kills to 0. So I had to go through again and get all those kills, and then once I did that, you have to play these specific maps 25 times each, so I just had to sit in the server browser and hope to find the right maps I needed to play. I didn't love my experience with that game. The bug definitely harmed it a little bit, but yeah, the platinum is kind of rough for it too. And I don't know, I just have something with melee combat games. I don't always like them. I'm glad I got that one done though. Like I said, I thought that was a plat I was never going to get, and we got it this year, so that was nice. Another plat I thought I was never going to get, Payday 3. I originally was playing this with a group of friends, but we kind of moved on to different games. And some of these heists are super involved. But it's nice ultra rare plat at 3.91%. So me and one of my buddies decided to hop back into it, and we recruited 2 other trophy hunters. And the 4 of us ran through it together and eventually got the plat. Definitely took some grinding. Some of this stuff is pretty complicated. Again, we had to do a lot of research outside of the game to make it happen. It's a decent enough game, though. It's rewarding to figure out how to actually do the stuff, and none of the trophies were really that horrible. So, yeah, if you're into the heist stuff, you could play that, but otherwise, I might stay away. Then we got Catan here. This was a totally different game for me. If anybody doesn't know, this is actually a popular board game. I have played this in real life many times and do enjoy it, so when I saw there was a console version, I thought I'd go for the platinum in that, and it's nice because you don't have to set up the board or pick it up when you're done or anything, so it makes it a little easier to play. This was a pretty easy platinum since I already knew how to play the game. Some of the trophies kind of required you to throw games to get them, which kind of sucked. But it was fun grinding out the trophies for that. Like I said, it's a game I already enjoy, so I didn't mind doing it at all. Cool one to add to the list. And next we have Far Cry 6. Normally I like to put about a year in between playing games that are the same series, just to not like get too much of them at once and get burnt out. And I did play New Dawn back in March, so it was kind of early to jump into this one for me in July. But this was actually my 100th Platinum Trophy. And as you might see down there on the bottom right, my first plat was Far Cry 4. So when I was thinking of a game to plat for number 100, this one just felt right. So I had to pull it out and do it here. This game got some hate when it came out, but I enjoyed it. You know, I like the Ubisoft open worlds and stuff, so I didn't have a problem with any of that grind. I platinumed it in 3 weeks, and I gotta say, I think it was a pretty good choice for my 100th plat. It's really cool to have a tie in there between the first plat and the 100th, so I'm pretty happy with my decision there. Next, we have Road 96. As you'll see, I platinumed in 6 hours and 28 minutes, pretty quick on this one. And I wanted to do a challenge after hitting my 100th plat, kind of as a celebration thing. Maybe make me game a little different than I do normally. So this is actually the start of my 1 through 10 difficulty challenge. And this is the fastest platinum I've ever earned in 6 hours and 28 minutes, so that's cool. And it was a great choice for the 1 out of 10, honestly. I didn't want anything like too easy or cringe. So at like 6 to 8 hours, this was like a really nice choice. It's a really cool game where you're trying to like escape your country as a teenager and get to the border. and you got to do it with multiple different people, and there's certain situational things that come up where you get the trophies. Very cool game, honestly. I'm glad I played it. Second game in the 1 through 10 is Maneater. Platinum that in 3.5 days. It's a pretty solid choice for the 2 out of 10. I mean, you're just a shark and you eat stuff. Not too much brain power being used to plat that there. It does have some DLC, which I did not get, which is kind of unfortunate because I probably will never do it now. Otherwise, it will pull this out of my 2 out of 10 slot in the 1 through 10 difficulty challenge. So yeah, that's probably going to sit at 83% with 12 DLC trophies not being earned. But that's alright. I don't really care 100% about getting everything 100%ed. I'm pretty happy with like a 75+% completion rate, so that was alright. And that was a fun game to play for the 2 out of 10. 3 out of 10, I decided to do Star Wars Jedi Survivor. This was a really long game to pick for the 3 out of 10. I want to say it's like 40 or 50 hours. Yes, it's 50 hours right there on the trophy guide. Kind of banged it out again, though. I platinumed it in a week and 6 days there. So, yeah, I got after this one. I would say this is better than the first game in the series. The story is maybe like a little weaker. But the maps felt way less confusing. They kind of figured that out a little bit. And the different stances and stuff were cool. So, yeah, if you're a Star Wars fan, obviously you need to play this. And even if you're like a fan of Soulsborne games, I'd give it a go. I think it's pretty good. It's a game I wanted to get around to eventually. And when I saw it was a 3 out of 10, even though it was long, I decided to go for it. Also because I think it was on PS Plus Extra when I was doing it here, and it was going to leave like next month or something, so that kind of pushed me to go for it. Next, we have an early PS5 launch title here, Deathloop. I hadn't really heard about this game or kind of forgotten about it until I was looking through my backlog to see what 4 out of 10s I had. And this game was a lot of fun. It's very different. Basically, you're like stuck in a loop, and there's 7 or 8 main people that you have to kill to end the loop. And they're at different places, like throughout the day and stuff. And you have to go around and gather info to figure out who's going to be where when, so that you can kill them all in one day and end the cycle. And it was really fun, honestly. The gameplay was good. It's kind of like a Dishonored game almost. Like you have abilities and guns also. It was very refreshing. I haven't really played a game like it before, so I enjoyed my time with it. I think it was a pretty good pick for the 4 out of 10. And it's another game I just absolutely blitzed through. Got through it in just over a week. And yeah, that's the 4 out of 10 done. For the 5 out of 10, I did Uncharted Drake's Fortune, the first Uncharted game. I have never played an Uncharted game before until this. Big Tomb Raider fan though, so when I saw this was a 5 out of 10, I thought it made sense to go for it. And I really enjoyed my time with it, even for it being an older game. This was a game that was pretty involved again though. You had to do a normal playthrough where you could get collectibles, and then a playthrough on the hardest difficulty, and then a playthrough where you're doing a speed run. And then I also did the DLC trophies, which made me do a playthrough on the even harder difficulty. So, yeah, there was a lot of playing Uncharted going on in those 3 weeks, but I did enjoy my time with it. I probably could have done it faster. I want to say I got the plat in just a week or two, but I kind of put off getting the DLC trophies for a while. Yeah, I got the plat on the 26th of August there, and it looks like I started on the 21st, so I got the plat in like 5 days for it, but I just didn't get around to the DLC. But that's alright. We made really good progress here on these first couple games, the 1 through 10, knocking them out really quick. After that, you'll see Dead by Daylight up here. It's kind of playing this in the background during the 1 through 10 challenge, just cleaning up some trophies. This is a game I hop into, like, you know, once or twice a year and just clean up the new DLCs they put out. They put out like 4 DLCs a year. You'll only see set 2 and 3 here, because I actually have set 1 100%ed. And I actually had to stop playing this game during the 1 through 10 challenge because I only have one trophy left in set 2 up here. And if I popped that, it would like trap it in the middle of my 1 through 10. So I had to back burner that until I finished the challenge. But yeah, just some DLC cleanup there in the background. Kind of same deal of Sea of Thieves here. This is a game I've been constantly playing in the background, cleaning up trophies. Really close to the plat on that one. But unfortunately, some of the trophies are pretty glitchy, so kind of set it to the side for now while I'm figuring out a game plan of what to do next with that one. But yeah, a lot of enjoyable time just grinding out some multiplayer trophies with the boys. And here's the 6 out of 10 for my challenge, Returnal, another PS5 launch title. Very different game for me again. You're kind of thrown onto random alien planets, and your goal is basically to work through 3 of them at once without dying. There's different abilities and weapons you can pick up, and everything basically resets after your run ends. So you just kind of got to learn as you go and get better. I enjoyed the game. There's some frustrating parts. The collectibles can be really bad in this game because they're like completely RNG. But I actually got them very quickly. I didn't really have any problems, so I can't complain about that. And yeah, that's another game I played in this challenge that I might have not played otherwise, and it was honestly really good, and it's kind of making me look forward to Soros, which is going to be its sequel coming out early this year. Next is the Call of Duty HQ here, and this was Black Ops 7. Got that game when it released and played it. I scroll down to get to its trophies here. And I did 100% it. Unfortunately, no platinum for me because I'm on the PS5 version. The campaign is really bad in this game. It sucks. It's really bad. Extraction, though, pretty good. Unfortunately, I did have a glitch where one game away from getting the last extraction trophy, I got completely reset, so I had to play like another 4 hours of it. But that wasn't a huge deal, and I got through it. And then in Zombies, the Easter egg was really hard. I lost in the boss fight like 4 times, I think, before we finally got it to come through. But yeah, very different zombies driving around with a truck. Nice breath of fresh air for that game mode, I think. This game is very overhated, and I'm actually going to be uploading a video of me getting that 100% right after this comes out, so stay tuned for that. Then we have Battlefield 6, another game I got that came out this year. I did all the multiplayer trophies for it. The revives are an absolute grind. You need like 2,000 of them. Haven't touched the campaign yet. That'll probably be the first thing I do after I finish the 1 for 10 challenge. And again, these multiplayer games, I'm playing them in between because I can easily pop a trophy after the 1 for 10 challenge and get them to jump up my list so they won't be here in the middle of the games. But I just don't want to be playing single player games for that long. I'm kind of a multiplayer guy. Battlefield 6, pretty good. I really enjoyed the multiplayer like the first 2 or 3 weeks, but then after that, things just kind of got stale for me, and Red Sack didn't really hit it off of me either, even though I am kind of a BR guy. So I've kind of left it in the dust at this point, but I will go back and clean up the campaign trophies after the 1 for 10 and maybe hit a little bit more of the Red Sack too, but I don't think I'll be 100%ing that. And here we go. This is the last game I played this year, Crash Bandicoot. It says January 19th there, but that was for the 2 DLC trophies. I did pop the plat here in a little bit of a race to get it done, December 31st at 11:44 p.m. It was New Year's Eve, and I wanted to bang that out before it hit the new year. I don't know why it says 11:44. I actually probably got that done at like 9 p.m., but I guess this is when PSNP updated it. Yeah, I was running out to the casino New Year's Eve and wanted to get this one done before I left, so I could say I popped it in 2025, and I was able to do it. And that was my 7 out of 10 for the 1 for 10 difficulty challenge. So there you go, guys. That's basically a review of all the games I played in 2025. And I did make videos on some of these, as I was saying. Shadows has a video, Far Cry New Dawn, High on Life, Marvel Rivals, Mafia 2. So if you like any of those games, haven't seen those videos, go check those out. And I will have videos coming out on a lot of these games you see here too, like Civ 6, Catan, Far Cry 6, and the whole 1 through 10 difficulty challenge. So stay tuned for all of those. Okay, now we're at the point in the video where we're going to nominate my Game of the Years. I'm going to do one for games that actually came out last year and one for just my favorite game I played last year. So we can hop into the nominees for the games that came out last year. There's only going to be a couple because I was playing a lot of stuff from my backlog last year. But those nominees are going to be Spectre Divide, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Call of Duty Black Ops 7, and Battlefield 6. Spectre Divide, obviously not going to be able to hang in there very much. Smaller game, only lasted like 2 or 3 weeks. Battlefield 6 kind of lost my interest after about a month, but it was enjoyable while I played it. BO7, super underrated COD game. I've always been a fan of the Black Ops series, so I did enjoy that game quite a lot, and it's high in my rankings. But I gotta give my 2025 Game of the Year release award to Assassin's Creed Shadows. Big Assassin's Creed guy, like I already said. The Japan setting hit different. It was really cool. The 2 characters was a cool way to go about it. So yeah, that's going to be my new release Game of the Year for 2025, Assassin's Creed Shadows. When picking my Game of the Year for 2025 that I played, not necessarily releasing in 2025, there's obviously a lot more options. To nominate a few games, I'll throw Witcher 3 in the running. I'll throw High on Life in there. We can add Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Deathloop, Returnal, and we'll keep the list there. But it's a pretty easy pick for me, honestly. It's going to be The Witcher 3. Like I said, that game was just so in-depth and great characters, great story, great combat, really cool inventory system and stuff. There's not a lot of bad things I can say about that game, and the plat and DLCs were also very enjoyable. That game basically got pretty perfect marks across the board. Top 5 or 10 game all time for me. So that's going to be the game I am going to personally give my Game of the Year award to that I played in 2025 that did not come out that year. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. This was really different for me. So I hope you guys liked this video, and there was no technical issues or anything, but we'll have to see. I got the BO7 video coming out later this week, like I said. I'm going to try to start uploading weekly, and maybe I'll catch up and do like 2 videos a week until we get there. So subscribe if you like this video and drop a like. Stay looking out for the content, and go in the comment sections. Let me know about your 2025 and what you thought of mine. And also, if you have any ideas on videos I can do now with the PC, maybe specifically leaning on PSN profiles, trophy list reviews might be coming soon. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching, guys.